What thing did you buy because, meh, it's just $5, that turned out to be great? When I was in early high school, I stopped at a garage sale with my mom. I saw a green hard-baked book titled, CRC Mathematical Tables. I knew about the CRC Chemistry Handbook from my chemistry class but had never heard of this book. It didn't have a price and the woman running the sale sold it to me for 25 cents. I had no idea if the book would be useful, but it was only a quarter. I used that book as a reference for all of my upper-level math classes, many of my engineering classes when I forgot the math from my upper-level math classes, and still use it as a reference at work from time to time. My college study group called it my magic green book, because it always seemed to have all the answers we needed when we were stuck on a homework problem. Best 25 cents I ever spent. An umbrella from a street vendor in Manchester, UK was £5. Started raining heavily, hence the purchase, and didn't expect the umbrella to last the day, assuming it was junk for tourists. Brawley still going strong after 5 years. Use it regularly and strong wind doesn't phase it. Fairly large too, so both my wife and I fit under it. The spring-loaded release is very satisfying too. Plants vs. Zombies. God, the childhood memories I got from that game. Found a rare metal CD once for $5. Shit sells on eBay for hundreds on the reg. Kitchen knife. Had a kitchen knife I got at the point in time when I was not interested in cooking at all, and it had become dull and impossible to cut with. But even once I got interested in cooking, I never bothered upgrading cause I just didn't think it would make that much of a difference. So when I bought my $5 kitchen knife on a whim, despite it being a shit knife by any normal standards, it was a significant upgrade. It was super sharp, but didn't hold an edge at all. And it blew my mind how much easier and fun it was to cook and handle food in the kitchen when you had even half okay equipment compared to the crap equipment I was used to. So while the knife itself wasn't great, it made me go out and buy proper kitchen tools, and it has helped me a ton at becoming a better home cook. Have since upgraded my knife significantly, but I still keep that $5 knife for sentimental reasons, smiley face. A $10 trillion bill from Zimbabwe's hyperinflation period off of eBay. People seem to love it, although it's like a 50-50 split on people believing it was actually manufactured to be real currency and not just a novelty joke item. Weimar Republic. Doesn't seem to ring any bells with folks that didn't pay attention in history class. These silicone pads that go around your bra straps to keep them in place. I have super narrow shoulders and my straps are always slipping down, so I figured it was worth a shot, and they really worked. It's awesome because usually I have to pull my straps back up constantly throughout the day, which is annoying and can look a little awkward in public. A can strainer. It fits over a standard can for draining things like vegetables, and it fits inside a tuna can for pressing out the water. 2 fake designer t-shirts on a Turkish market 5 years ago. I wear them for the gym 4 times a week and they still have their shape, colors and logos. Best value for money I ever received. Tongue scraper. Holy shit, that was a great purchase. Mouth feels a lot cleaner and I can actually taste things better after having used it. I've always kinda struggled with depression, anxiety on some level, but it was pretty bad in college because I had the extra stress of classes and perfectionism constantly looming. One uneventful day in May, my girlfriend, now wife, and I were looking through PetSmart getting food for our rabbit and just looking around, because that's just what broke college students do. I'd always wanted a cat to show mutual unconditional love and just never pulled the trigger because it never felt right. Well, this little calico, Tilda 2 months old, reached out from her cage to grab my finger without her claws while sadly looking up at me with the most beautiful green eyes. I fell in love. As luck would have it, they were running a promotion called Cinco de Gato, a play on Cinco de Mayo, where adoption fee was $5 as long as you bought the typical "I just got a cat" stuff, carrier, food, toys, etc., which I did gladly. While the other stuff obviously cost more than $5, adopting Sushi was one of the best $5 impulse purchases of my life. I still have depression, anxiety, and Sushi clearly knows because she'll rub against me whenever I'm particularly stressed, which actually does help most of the time. Ori and the Blind Forest. Got it with my Switch along with Hollow Knight. I decided to play it eventually and it's now one of my favorite games. If you don't have it, get it. It's one of the most beautiful Metroidvania games ever. I went to one of those party places with arcade games and prizes you can buy when you exchange tickets. Probably happened when I was 11 or 12. I bought a foot that smelled like cherries for 15 tickets. It probably only cost them a nickel or something like that, but even 20 damn years later that thing still smells good. It helps me relax when I'm stressed. It's gotten a lot of use over the years. Terraria for $2.50. Like an idiot I was like, so it's 2D Minecraft? I've never even played Minecraft but the reviews are great so fuck it. It's so much better than 2D Minecraft. My dearest flip-flops, they lasted 15 years, still miss them. A bunch of my favorite books. I used to browse old bookshops and especially the Hodgepodge crate which had books no one wanted but one was for like 20 cents. Always got a bunch of them and even found some great gems. A reusable utensil set for bringing with my lunches. Cut down on my waste production and the spoon is the perfect size. I bought a cheap emergency shelter. Put it in my backpack. Forgot about it. And it ended up saving my life a few weeks later. I once found a computer chair for 50 reais. Something close to $10 at the time. Selling on Facebook it turned to be one of the best computer chairs I had in a while. Unfortunately it broke last month and now I am in search of a new one but I am sure I will not find a deal like that one. Spotify Premium with the student discount. I've never regretted spending that money ever. A garlic press from IKEA, although it was like $3. It would take me forever to chop fresh garlic, and I hated using the bottled stuff. The press works great and does the job in seconds. This long jagged piece of plastic used to remove hair from drains. So, it was not 5 but around 15 euros. But years ago I bought a knee table thing to put a laptop on at IKEA even though it was kinda ugly just thinking why not. I have since used it for so many things sitting on the couch. Eating, fixing small stuff, writing things down, actually putting the laptop or my phone on etc. It's a cushion which attaches via buttons to the flat plastic table above, so easily cleanable and the most useful thing ever. I don't even know if IKEA still has the model I have, and the cushion is still a bit ugly but I got used to it and I'm glad I have it. I purchased my favorite video game of all time, Baldur's Gate, for literally $0. My grandmother found it on a shelf in a department store, brought it to me and was like, the price tag says $0. Does that mean it's free? I had no idea what the game was, but I figured if it was free, why not take it? So we took it to the counter and it turned out they had been giving copies of the game away back with some Windows 98 promotion they'd been running. But one copy had been left over, so they put a $0 price tag on it and hid it in a section of the store it didn't belong so that the first person to find it and ask if it was free could have it. They still had to put it through the register and give us a receipt and everything though, so I'm still counting it as a purchase. When I got it home and played it, it was easily the greatest game I'd ever played in my life. It got me into RPGs, Dungeons and Dragons, and board gaming, my biggest hobbies to this day, and it remains my favorite video game ever. And I bought it for $0. Asterisk silicone scalp scrubbers for when you wash your hair. The ones with the bristles that are about 1 centimeter long. Fantastic for anyone with super thick, curly hair. Asterisk a large, glossy, black and silver stoneware dinner plate from a dollar shop that I bought to put my candles on. I've had it for about 10 years and it doesn't even have a scratch on it. It is now referred to as the plate, and gets used for everything from holding candles to having midnight snacks to serving birthday cakes. Asterisk tea tongs. A little set of tongs designed to squeeze liquid out of tea bags. Asterisk cork pot stands from IKEA. I've always found that the cheap things I buy on a whim end up being the most valued. 20-some years ago I bought my first Built to Spill CD from a Columbia House clearance sale for $4. Great band. I still sometimes dream about those old catalogs I would pore over in my teenage years. I didn't buy but traded it out for $5. Worked in a department store like Macy's and we got a new hire who didn't know the register really well. We were the only two down in our section. I needed to eat dinner and told the new girl I will be right back. I go to Sparrow and grab a slice of pizza and wolf it down. I hurry back, no customers. Thank God it was slow. I ask her, Everything go okay? Yeah. I just had one customer, but he paid with funny money. Funny money? I opened the register and there are 5 silver $1 coins in the register: 1900 Morgan silver dollar, 1922 Liberty silver dollar, 1922 Liberty silver dollar, 1923 Liberty silver dollar, 1926 Liberty silver dollar. She said I let the guy pay for 4.85 in cards. We were in the stationery section, and he gave me those 5 coins. She said they each had $1 on each one, so I did the sale. She said I have never seen money like that. I said, that is fine. I took a $5 bill out of my wallet and exchanged the funny money out for not so funny money. This was 1985 or so. I still have the coins. A root beer float. A neck pillow at Goodwill that I bought for 75 cents at Goodwill 15 years ago. And it was $20, but my son and I decided to risk that amount at a casino in Colorado, and we bet and won, bet and lost, and had just $3 left when he won $3,000. So that was cool. I bought Crocs at a shoe store in the mall because my old sandals of 10 plus years were falling apart, and finding shoes for my fat wide feet is an absolute bitch. I don't care how hated Crocs are. I love them. Not better than my old sandals, but they'll do. Sheepy, great at camping and festivals. Mercenaries Playground of Destruction for PS2, such a fun and underrated game. Being able to destroy buildings with airstrikes. Blind spot mirrors for my first car. Could barely see a thing if I turned my head in that car, but I basically had no blind spots after adding them. A gray suit from a yard sale that even with weight gain still fits, not including COVID pounds. I barely get dressed now, and has been great for any interview for about 10 years now. Also rubber bottle caps, great for capping a bottle beer or soda and keeps the bubbles. This mini USB lamp from IKEA. It has a small LED and illuminates an entire room only from your USB port. Works with computers or one of those phone chargers with USB. Years ago, I bought a cotton t-shirt from Steve & Barry's for $2. I also picked up a bit of fabric that has a Simpsons theme to it. Last March I chopped up the shirt to make a mask out of, and used the Simpsons fabric as the outer layer. Besides the fact that I didn't get COVID, I also got compliments on the mask itself, which in itself was strange because I have a very unapproachable face. Good health and compliments. I think that was great. An electric fly swatter. New favorite hobby. A game called Bloons TD6. Push-up bars. My wrist are fucked up and going to the mat was killer. With the bars it helps take some weight off. Great investment. Microwavable steamer basket. Then lost the insert. I miss it so much. This amazing pineapple-shaped cup that has a screw on top with a leaf and a swirly straw. It has an almost disco ball-esque iridescence. I bring it to the beach, to BBQS, when I'm hostessing a party. It's such a summer queen cup and everyone is always complimenting it. It has become one of my favorite possessions and brings me such joy. $5. Tub shroom. It traps hair in the tub, to keep your drain clear. For people with long hair it's the best. $3, which was the cost of shipping for the free baby box program. The baby box was an amazing bed for both of my kiddos for the first few months. It could travel with us and it was cardboard so I could lift it after surgery. It also came with a ton of safety pamphlets about car seats, eating, first aid and sleep. Best $3 I've ever spent to have a safe space for a tiny baby to sleep. I found a barely used 4 inches memory foam mattress rolled up the back corner of a thrift store. That thing changed my life and healed my back pains. Used it for 8 years till I had to get a new one. Ah, memories. A box of condoms. I can't imagine how much money it saved me. I used to buy water bottles all the time and lose them, but now I can just fill up a condom and carry it around taking sips whenever. I do those Google surveys where they pump you for personal information and then give you Play Store credit. I spend it on Golden Age of Science Fiction Megapack books. $1 each, about 20 short stories from the early to mid-20th century in each one. It's the kind of meatloaf prose that gets cranked out by starving writers who need to publish a story so they don't get evicted on Friday, and it's amazing. These crazy bastards are dreaming up bizarre worldscapes and examining little foibles of human nature and making up adventure stories where the hero is the guy who understands what to put into clay so it can withstand heat well enough to serve as a ceramic liner for an atomic rocket nozzle. It's totally bananas. And all these tales were forgotten about even before the authors drank themselves to death in their one-room apartments that they shared with cockroaches and syphilis. Thanks to the wonders of modern technology, I'm reading these stories and loving them. Pineapple Corer, Slicer Tool. So easy to use. Stardew Valley on mobile. A board game called Ludo, for 20 rupees, around 30 cents. My family has had so much fun and laughs playing it. It is 6 years old, and we are still using it. Gang Beasts says it was on sale so me and my friends got it and I dominated and we all laughed at the dumb physics it has. I'm not a coffee drinker but when I was in the office we had a coffee machine I would use to have a few cups throughout the day. I found a next to new espresso machine at a thrift store for $15, picked it up on a whim and during COVID it's been a wonderful way to drink coffee during the day at home. Found out it's $1,000 new. A game for the Nintendo Switch called Ultimate Chicken Horse. The description was very vague, but my family said, fuck it. It's got local multiplayer and might be fun, and it turned into probably our favorite game on the console. I absolutely hate it when I'm driving and something falls between the seat and the center console. So I bought this little foam thing that's supposed to prevent that from happening. I didn't realize how much of a lifesaver it has been, until recently when I started borrowing my BFS truck. It a fucking amazing. A window screen cleaner brush. Just an impulse buy at the local Daiso, and I cleaned the screens on all the windows at work the next day. I had never consciously realized what a difference a clean screen made for visibility, and it takes all of 2 seconds to get the whole screen. Bought a gigantic dog bed at a thrift store. It was like $5. Still had the tags on. Looked like the previous dog laid in it like once based on how much hair there was, not much. We have Chihuahua mixes. This bed is over 8 times as large as either dog. It's basically the favorite place in the whole apartment for the older dog now. She stretches out in it and then just bakes in the sun for hours. It's also really comfortable for me, a human, to sit in it, so that's cool. Thanks for watching. See you later.